And now we are on High Street, here in Antlers, Oklahoma. My dear child is coming along for the adventure. I like to use these walks to educate him on the world, mostly trying to get him to make his own creative works. Like most kids with ADHD, he hasn't been able to stick to any one form of content. Inspiration is whimsical and sporadic. Oh, look, a chicken.
Excuse me, I'm looking for the farm with the Victorian mansion.
Indeed, that's one of the quiet luxuries of small towns. Chickens occasionally just appear. In bigger cities, the wildlife tends to be pigeons and annoying humans. But here you might turn a corner and suddenly you notice the freedom of creatures who never had to ponder property tax. And that one back there happens to be black, which means this might be the town's goth chicken. Not every town has one, but the good ones do. We now cross the street, on to whatever next calm amusement awaits. And now, story time. Last night, the archangel who was called Surreal came back to visit me. In his sober moments, he likes to whisper in my ear, telling me secrets about my life. Granted, they are only secrets from me, for I cannot see myself, so his gift is being my mirror, or at least that's what he claims. So I always take him up on his offer. I'm open-minded after all. And it was last night that I finally asked him the question I was afraid to ask. I said, "Dearest Archangel Surreal, why is my beloved trying to push me away? I simply must know why she's like this." I told her I'd love her if she were a worm, but no, I'm not gonna put her in my boosie, whatever that is. Then, as if he were waiting an eternity on the other side of that question, he burst through my mind like 1,000 lightning bolts in an instant. He calls my name sarcastically from deep banks of a heavy fog I can't see, but can feel. I almost lose myself when reality starts tilting, but my mind keeps its silence as I drift across a gentle stream. Then, reality parts like a velvet curtain. I taste metal in my mouth. My body goes numb. He said, "First, you hardly ever pronounce my name correctly. Next, it's happening again. When you speak with no restraint, it's much like breathing in poison, but trying to separate it from the oxygen in every breath. You stumble around as lost souls like explosives in a minefield, even more tender and temperamental than before. How easy is it to lose hope when you choose isolation and fantasy over nuance and human connection? If either of you looked too deeply, you'd be startled at the jolt of your own reflection. So what do? Oh, we're heading up to the Antlers Elementary School, by the way. Not bad at all. Pretty decent playground. Anyway, he was saying, what you do is keep walking through minefields till the explosions feel like Rice Krispies that you poured into a bowl of milk and threw some sweet, sweet sugar on. Feel the crunch in your mouth. Taste all the flavors of hypocritical humaneness. Now, invest in that connection to it. That, and only that, will lead you away from this loneliness. Now laugh. Laugh with your mouth full, and spray those Rice Krispies all over the room. Blast them through your nose. Let sugar and milk go in places they never should have gone. Feel the stinging in your nostrils as chunks of Rice Krispie get forcibly pushed through as you continue to laugh. This is... You know what? Never mind. I know you already fell asleep on me. So, that story was actually kind of meh. So, let's move on. Now we're exiting the Dollar General parking lot, crossing the street, and heading up the sidewalk. We're hoping to see what secrets Antlers hides down the town train tracks. Along before this loud intersection is West Main Street. To the left is a pretty sweet motorsports lot. Very nice rides, but their delivery trucks always cause traffic congestion, so I hate them. And you should too. Because I could also add that they let employees drive these little side-by-sides directly down the public roads. I don't remember us all collectively agreeing to roleplay as a rural Mario Kart lobby. Not even joking though. See, a while back I almost sent one of these poor dudes directly into the shadow realm. I was pulling out from a stop sign after looking both ways as I always do. When I swung left, I noticed a side-by-side fly off the road beside me. I thought, wow, they literally just ramped off the side of the road into that ditch. Those things must be indestructible, or maybe the employees just don't care about the equipment all that much. It wasn't until years later in hindsight that I realized that maybe they didn't intend to go off the road. Maybe I just didn't see them as I was swinging left at that stop sign. All I'm saying is, well, first of all, side-by-sides are like 73% shadow. They're basically tactical woodland off-road toys. I mean, you can't just release those things onto public roads like free-range livestock and expect society to function. Anyway, we're continuing up West Main Street. This is probably the most lively and active street in all of Antlers. The train tracks we're looking for are just right up that hill, nestled in the thickening forest to the left. And now we continue on down West Main. To the right is the historical train station these tracks were once tied to. To the left, our adventure awaits.
So there used to be a train station back here?
After pointing out the train station to our dearest child,
Oh.
we now embark forward to see the side of the tracks that haven't been maintained for historical reverence. The forest has already begun reclaiming the infrastructure. Indeed, these places are what Kross Walks is all about. We're out here installing that Nature Side Quest DLC and giving it a playthrough. And, of course, our dear child immediately interprets this area as a perfect place to acquire tetanus. Great. Guess I now have to start wondering if he's up to date on his vaccines.
I'm just surprised that there used to not be any trees or leaves here and stuff.
Indeed, civilization gave up on passenger trains when people learned they could blare the radio as loud as they wanted in their own personal cars. At least I'm pretty sure that's why they don't exist as much. And yes, that is the sound of the accursed motorsports store over there, polluting the airway with the sound of its, motors. Surely the manager over there only lets the employees on the road and not train tracks, right? We continue onward. Up ahead, there seems to be an acute ditch right across our path. Once we get close enough, we notice something feels off. Upon closer inspection, it becomes obvious. So unfortunately, our peaceful historical railway exploration has now evolved into venturing on an unauthorized test track for the local motorsports employees. And because the forest is so dense on both sides of the track, any blind turn or vision impairing shrub could get us flattened by an employee named Colton blasting down the tracks at Mach 4.
Can we please keep going?
It did, very much, sadden my heart to have to turn around for our own safety. Our dearest child was prepared to continue forward, of course, because children often possess the survival instincts of enchanted Skyrim NPCs. But we can't fuse Roda, this adoring fan, off a cliff. No, we must put safety first, so, after careful consideration, we made the tactical decision to retreat before becoming speed bumps on some lost and forgotten train tracks. And thus, our grand railway expedition was defeated, not by terrain, wild animals, or whatever, but by the Yamaha cavalry. Somewhere, there is a man in wraparound sunglasses nodding proudly while his employees fishtail through historical infrastructure. This place isn't just a business, it's weaponized recreation.
Thanks for joining us on Kross Walks.
Drop us a like if you believe in justice. And subscribe if you'd like more mystical adventures, where you discover more than meets the eye. Or you don't, because some lame motorsports store ruined it.